Failure at some point in your life is inevitable, but giving up is unforgivable. The greatest gift is the ability to forget the bad things, and focus on the good. Joe Biden is an American politician who is the 46th and current President of the United States. We are America, second to none, and we own the finish line. Don't forget it. If I don't run for president, we'll all be okay. Folks, I can tell you, I've known 8 presidents, 3 of them intimately. I used to stutter really badly. Everybody thinks it's funny. And it's not funny, it's not. Fighting corruption is not just good governance. It's self-defense. It's patriotism. Life is a matter of really tough choices. Corruption is just another form of tyranny. In the good old days, when I was a senator, I was my own man. I know, I'm not supposed to like muscle cars, but I like muscle cars. America doesn't have health insurance. I love that Cadillac ATS. I have a really close relationship with Mike Bloomberg. Let's just be smart this time. I'm looking for smart. Foreign policy is like human relations, only people know less about each other. If you're in a confined aircraft, when one person sneezes, it goes all the way through the aircraft. For too long in this society, we have celebrated unrestrained individualism over common community. I always wonder, when it was that I was embraced. The effects of climate change are real, and must be acted on. No one ever doubts that I mean what I say. The problem is I sometimes say all that I mean. In my heart, I'm confident I could make a good president. One of the things I've never been accused of is not caring about people. Innovation can only occur where you can breathe free. I'm not big on flak jackets and tie-dyed shirts. You know, that's not me. The Middle East is hopeful. There's hope there. You're looking at a middle-class guy. I am who I am. Global energy security is a vital part of America's national security. We must rekindle the fire of idealism in our society. I guess every single word I've ever said is going to be dissected now. Reality has a way of intruding. Reality eventually intrudes on everything. I have never left another senator out to dry. Never. The American people have not become heartless. It's presumptuous to say, you know how somebody feels. A gaffe in Washington is someone telling the truth, and telling the truth has never hurt me. I consider myself to be as informed on American foreign policy as anyone in America. The Iraqis have become invested in their nationhood. During the 60s, I was, in fact, very concerned about the civil rights movement. I've been really fortunate. The Qataris have cut off support for the most extreme elements of terrorist organizations. I exaggerate when I'm angry, but I've never gone around telling people things that aren't true about me. The American people are so much stronger so much more resolved, than any enemy can fully understand. We don't want two-tier people in America. Those who are legal, but not citizens, and citizens. Income inequity has to be addressed. I don't say very much, I don't really think through. I know that sounds inconsistent with Joe Biden. Putin sought to destabilize Ukraine's economy. There's no political point worth my son's life. Nowhere is it written that there must be conflict between the United States and China. I know what I believe, I know what I want to do, and I'm just comfortable saying it, and laying it out there. No nation should stoke instability in its neighbor's country. In this world, emotion has become suspect, the accepted style is smooth, antiseptic and passionless. There's only one person in this race, who will be there, who's always been there for you, and that's Hillary Clinton's life story. You've got to reach a hand of friendship, across the aisle and across philosophies in this country. As a matter of fact, I didn't make a political speech, outside of my state for 20 years. Most liberals think of civil liberties as their Achilles heel. It isn't. No nation should threaten its neighbors by massing troops along the border. It is my view that we cannot conduct foreign policy at the extremes. Just talk to me as a father, not what the Constitution says. What do you feel? This nuclear option is ultimately an example of the arrogance of power. There's a lot of revisionist history that goes on these days about Iraq. I was not an activist. Remember, no one decides who they're going to vote for based on the vice president. I mean that literally. The moral disapprobation of society has an impact on behavior in societies. I used to say to my late wife, I have great faith in the American people. Saudi Arabia has allowed training on its soil of American forces. Abe Foxman has been a friend and advisor of mine for a long time. In Romania, American forces have found a devoted NATO ally. Putin sought to keep Ukraine weak through corruption.